morning and welcome to Mahanim Radio. This is 99.9 FM. My name is Harrison Mwangi, the blessed boy, and remember that you can reach us on our social media handles at Mahanim College. You can tweet us at Mahanim College, or you can text us via 0720 260 260. And today in this studio we have an amazing group of guests that we're going to just take time and dissect what's next for Kenya. We know what has been happening in the last couple of weeks. And this is the conversation we're going to be having about what is next for Kenya. And in my father's left, I have Magina Magis coming in as a political analyst, together with Samuel Foro as a political analyst as well. We have Regina Moli, who is stepping in, presenting the Gen Z of the young people. And next to me is Charles, stepping in as an observer. And we are going to just off immediately. And we saw the recent speech that given the impeached President Rigathi Gachagua concerning two assassinations that he has been tried of. What do you think about Magina? Because is it a political serving that he's trying to do, and was it the right time for him to come up with this particular information?
So first of all,
political analyst, together with Samuel Foro as a political analyst as well.
We understand that politics is this sort of a dirty game where everyone just wants to get another, okay? And it's not the first time that assassination attempts have occurred in the history of politics in the country. We saw with Yogama Pinto becoming the first person who was assassinated on political grounds, of course, all the way to Tom Mboya. Now here. So when he begins to yell about such things, we need to first of all see it from an angle of, okay, why did you wake up suddenly with this? You were discharged just yesterday or a couple of days ago from hospital. At least let's hear what really happened first of all in there before you begin saying that there's like a bounty on your head, okay? And I think maybe it's not really the right time to speak about this, but again, if your life is in danger, why not speak about it? But he says that he was in Kisumu, his life was, his room was bad by NIS, and his food was also poisoned, which he later discovered. I think he's also an expert at this because while he was still the deputy president before being impeached, he went saying that he had bugged the state house so that to prevent anyone from intruding. So I believe it's boomeranging on him. So what you do to others is coming to be done to you. So do not panic where you are. It is how politics is. And I think you should also reconsider your statements before you go public with statements. Yeah.
Samuel, was it the right time?
For me, it's not the right time actually. As Magina said, yes, if your life is in danger, then go and come out. But you've just been discharged from the hospital and then come with claims that they tried to kill you, they tried to assassinate you. No, that's not the right moment. First, tell us about your recovery, like just pamper us with some sweet words before coming and telling us that they tried to kill me, they bugged my room in Kisumu and also in Nyeri. Why? First, let us deal with one issue and then we come later. It was why? Because he doesn't have enough evidence
To support his claims.
To support his claims. And although he says and he claims that he's a truthful man, that's not the right way to do this thing. If you're a man of integrity, yeah, don't do that.
Let me first of all ask you. Let me thank you, Mr. Harrison, for inviting me on the show.
Okay.
And let me first of all ask Mr. What's your name? I don't think it's necessary. If there's someone who wants to hit you, that is a serious matter. That is your life on the line. And once you die, there's no comeback. Let me first of all remind you, Mr. Ford. And I'm questioning, what do you mean? We want Mr. former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to pamper you when his life was in danger. What if he never came out, what if there was another hit on him? Can you please tell me what is like the right time for you
To come out
and say that someone tried to kill me?
Okay. What I'm saying here is first, you've been discharged from the hospital, okay? Because you had chest pains, intense chest pains. Okay. We didn't know if you were to survive or not, but also at the same time, the Senate was still impeaching you at the same time. And then you come immediately after being discharged, and your wife is there, the members are supporting you, everyone is online camera TV, saying they tried to kill me. What I'm trying to say is that not the right time, but you could have just given us, you still have security, you could have just given us something, like you tell us, this is something, if they said they banned his office, he could have sent, he could have sent his lawyers or board or anyone who is guiding in those investigations to come out and pull, like, this is the mic or this is the camera that was back, that was put in some flowers in my office, or some flowers in my bedroom, or some flowers in, you see, somewhere. You could have come out with something to show us that they tried to assassinate you. And if you look even in other states, before you make these claims, you have to have something. Before going out, ranting out that people tried to kill me, you have to have something so that we can believe you. At least we can believe you, like a collateral thing to say, yes, indeed they tried to kill you. Yes, indeed they tried to assassinate you. Maybe by this form, maybe by storming into your room at night, and maybe they sent a sniper, maybe anything. But you have to have something at least to tell us and to convince us that they,
particular issue
yeah,
is true.
they tried to kill me.
So this is an allegation. I want to hear from Regina. Regina, is it worth it? Equal deputy president, is it worth it that your life is on the is there wanataka kukumaliza, but you're still unakawia pale? Because now amesema ni mara mbili, meaning that immediately the first time this particular issue came out, he was supposed to speak about it, but he didn't. Is it worth it that your life can be in danger but still serving this particular seat?
For me, it is right. It is right for him, because after he was after it has been, and the undercover police, they tried to debug his room and try poison his food. And also you can see they tried to poison him again while he was in the meeting with the Kikuyu elders. So it is right, because he cannot remain silent.
Okay. That's nice.
Just one moment. I think what happened here also is that, you see, when you make such claims, there are relevant authorities that have been given that case, like the DCI. Okay? Their work is to investigate any criminal activity or any attempts at handling criminal situations like this. So I think it was right for them to narrow in to summon him, to ask him for that, but you see, he did not stand for that summon. So that proves that he did not have sufficient evidence to give to the DC officials, because their work is to see the evidence, work around it, and determine really the cause or the intention behind all that. If he does not stand for which he did not, that actually proves that there is something maybe he's not telling us. He's not substantiating his claims. So we should substantiate it, because that's a very critical aspect to making in a public forum. That's not okay. And they said we are not ignorant of the political assassinations that have happened the years in Kenya. We all understand that we have the all other officials who tried to go against the government, and that was the end of the road for them. Yeah.
So, to make my point clear first, it's not that I'm denying the fact that people are trying to kill the deputy president. I don't know who. The impeached deputy president. I'm not saying that it's not right for him to come out with those allegations. But please come out at the right moment. You see, like, you give us this, and as I've said earlier, he was summoned by the DCI, but didn't turn out to come. Why? Because there's something shady. Maybe there is something behind that story. Maybe he was, we don't know, maybe he was trying to come up with another instruction so that we can not focus on the impeachment. We're headed to the judiciary, we focus on this. You see? Yeah.
Speaking about the judiciary and the court, now judges, the panel of judges that will oversee this particular impeachment. And the Senior Counsel is speaking about the Chief Justice being the one with the authority to this panel of judges. Do you think it was the right thing, and was Paul Wheaton in the fact? Or can we just have the Deputy Chief Justice, Anthony Rima, to be able to just set this particular panel and listen to this particular case and give out the results afterwards?
Yeah, first of all, I think the judiciary, first of all, lacks the authority to overturn any decision made by the Senate.
Okay.
And you see, Gachagua was impeached. Okay, the decision was voted by impeachment to impeach him. So the Senate does not have, I mean, the judiciary does not have that authority to overturn a decision that is made by the Senate. The only thing that they can do is that they can maybe make sort of like an appeal to, you know, the unfairness of the judgment, which is actually the strongest case Gachagua has right now, and it's the one which he's clinging on. And that's why the lawyers, after hearing the decision made, actually left, you know, because they understood that the Constitution provides that once the Senate makes a decision by impeachment, even the judiciary itself cannot and you realize that there's a loophole in the Constitution. When you look at Article 149, Part 1, there's really no provision even for the IEBC, which should have been involved in this, okay, to participate in, you know, summoning or electing the next deputy president. The IEBC itself also does not even have a role in to play in this. So there are a lot of loopholes involved in here, and I think the judiciary also is caught up in this wind. Yeah.
So we don't know what is going to happen, but we're just trying this out. Because at the end of the day, it's like me coming to your house and starting making decisions in the house, whereas I'm not supposed to. What do you think about it, Charles?
First of all, maybe it's not a case of who appointed who. It's a matter of. First of all, the judges are competent. First of all, let's give kudos to our judiciary. They have handled the matter quite well.
Okay.
It's not a matter of who was appointed by who. It's a matter of the judges and what Gachagua has been going through. And it was, for me, politically, it's like a move for Gachagua to hold on, to just hold on a minute so that Kindiki does not enter into office immediately. That's what I believe. It's just time wasting. Because for me, honestly speaking, he was impeached, and there's nothing judiciary can do about it. He was already been removed from office, but he's just delaying the swearing in of Kindiki.
Now, Charles brought up an issue of this particular person who was appointed, and the court rejected his appointment to be the deputy president. The Senior Counsel of Gashagua's team are trying to just buy on time so that he will continue just being there and not having somebody replace him being the deputy president of Kenya.
Of course, because when you see this, it's like the president saw it coming. When they were elected, first thing he dropped the IEBC down. And as Magina said, that IEBC needs to be involved in matters impeaching the deputy president. Like, they must be there. There is no commission. There is no chairman at the IEBC right now. Even one who is an interim chairman, like standing in before they invent another chairman, there is no one. So as you can see, it's like the president was plotting something. First, he cancels the IEBC first, the office of the IEBC, and then this year when it opened, January, IMF and World Bank told His Excellency President William Ruto that the finance bill it's drafted before even June, so it's drafted at the start of the year. So it was drafted, and then he took it to the IMF and the World Bank, and they said that if you don't draft this finance bill again, it will cause to protest. He didn't listen. That's what happened in Kenya. Okay. Now, if you see what is linking up to where we are to the Kindiki's appointment, yes, it's for the council. The council of the deputy president has the right to delay the process of Kindiki's appointment, because the process that was done by the MPs, by the National Assembly and the upper house, that's the Senate, it wasn't done right. You see, like you say, we need just. The MPs, the ones who wanted, they were on the side of the deputy president, they were not given enough time to talk. You see, like enough time to give their grievances, enough time to speak out their decisions and their ideas and their
Opinions.
yeah, opinions. While last, the majority side that were opposing, that were proposing the deputy president to be impeached, they were given more time. Went to the Senate, also the same. Let's say almost the same thing happened, but the deputy president got sick. They first stopped the proceedings. They went and talked. They had a meeting, but those, you know, that the highest number that wanted to impeach him, they are the ones who.
They didn't even give him time
So-
to speak and try to justify himself.
So he got, while in a few hours he was to be given a platform to speak out himself. But what did they do? They went, had a meeting and said, let us impeach him, even if he's dying or not, let us continue. You see, so whatever is happening in Kenya, it started since 2022, like coming down. Like they had plotted, they had plotted it because they knew what is to come next. Because they knew the deputy president will be someone stubborn, but the president wouldn't want to be scrutinized like that.
No, Regina, as a youth activist, do you think that the National Assembly and the Senate and our leaders in general are representing the things and the issues that are affecting the people of Kenya? Ama tu wanafanya vitu ambavyo hazisaidii wa Kenya completely?
Yes. According to me, they should not first appoint DP. They must wait for the which deputy Gachagua to finish. Or if not so, we stay or with me living with no president. Or we have two deputy presidents.
Wewe uko pale tukua na wawili, deputy president wawili.
Yes. They should first listen to impeach Deputy Gachagua. Yes, please.
Wow. Okay, that is amazing. And I want us just to move.
Sorry.
It's alright.
I think on matters of like impeachment and the next deputy president, I think if you look at the Constitution in Article like 149, it says, let me just read it out for you, that the president shall nominate a person to fill the vacancy within 14 days the office of the deputy president arises, and the National Assembly shall vote on the nomination within 60 days after receiving it. So right now it stands that Rigathi Gachagua is and the office is vacant. Now when the office is vacant, what it means is that there needs to be an interim within the next 60 days. And the Speaker of the National Assembly should assume that's it. Until the next deputy president is voted in. Yeah. So that's what's happening right now. So the delay is actually to prevent getting from actually an office until the case is heard and until the decisions are made. Okay, by the court and by all the relevant authorities.
Again, we can't already have two deputy presidents because one is already impeached, correct? Yeah, and the other one is just waiting for the swearing in. So we can't have two deputy presidents.
Now, I want to ask, and allow me to just read this particular question. Do you think in the event that the deputy president is not, will not fill the seat as the deputy president, will this start off a coalition or a movement of an opposing? Because I believe at this particular time we have an outstanding opposing side. Do you think that this guy is coming out to oppose the government and all that?
Of course he will. But of course he will. But as of the moment, if the same people who are in government right now, they are being re-elected in 2027, there is nowhere we are going. There is no progress we are making. Okay? Even the deputy president, they impeach the president, succeeds to the country is going. Okay, there is no progress we're making. So we have to look for new people, new people who are not known. Okay,
New faces,
new faces.
voices.
Because there is nothing. Yes, he will create an opposition side, because right now we don't have a strong opposition side, because the whole of Azimio right now in Kenya Kwanza, they are siding the president's side. Okay, so even Raila Amolo Odinga is the president, and they the same people who are in government.
They just in support of
There is no strong opposition side right now, and Deputy President will create one. Also, it won't be that strong because
majority of the people
are siding. Yeah.
I think we're forgetting the fact that if you're impeached and then in the next 10 years you will not be allowed to assume any public office, so he's banned completely from taking any public office. So I don't really think that does opposition really count in here.
There is something called cartels. Will be one of them, because he knows very well.
He can be the mastermind.
He knows very well that he won't be able to practice any government, whatever, in the next 10 years. So he will just send someone to come out.
But I think his resources were already scraped off. You can see that almost 100 employees were sent on compulsory leave, were actually keeping him running. Personal secretaries, bodyguards, all of them sent home. So those are resources of the government which have actually been taken off from you. You've been stripped of all these resources. So you're just like sort of running on fumes. So it's difficult for you to go up against a government when you haven't accrued as much influence at the moment. I mean, it's only 2 years, 2 years, and he really doesn't, from MP, to president. That transition is really not very good for someone like him. And we understand that, for presidents, you have to last for a long time in order for you to have impact and influence on the people. In order for you to even, you want to have back to the government, for you to be successful, if I may say.
Now, let me say this. In the beginning of the year, there were a lot of protests that were taking place that were led by the young people. And now, the Senate has raised by the Senator Samson Gay about this particular leaders extended. No, tulikuwa tumetokea barabara hapa because we are feeling these people are not representing our needs, they are not speaking our voices. And now we want to extend it 5 years to 7 years. What do you have to say about this?
First of all, extending your 5 years to 7 years is literally killing the power of the people. Because first of all, speaking from my point, I'm already at this I can't wait for 3 years to finish. So I'm wondering why the extent of the aid to be very, very, because first of all, these politicians already, politically speaking, first of all, they spend around an year. I don't believe it's constitutionally correct to do that, but they spend first of all an year to campaign, for campaigning. The next year they're trying to recover, they are trying to bring their own motives to the government, they are trying to change everything. So the limit is quite around 2 years, right? And on that 2 years, most of these politicians don't even care about the people. They just want, because money is spent on campaigns, and they are trying to, they benefit from their actions. Extending from 5 years, which already seems like, I wish it could be 2 years. It looks like it's a direction right now. So so extend already 5 years, which looks to be very exhausting to see because if the president more time to prepare for the next year to be so practically having those power to vote.
Now, Regina, tulikuwa tumetokea. What do you have to say?
Yes, he is because it will depend to the president Napata. So, the president that akue is not uniting the Kenyans. Now, Kenyans are struggling, and how can we survive 7 years?
We we have already started complaining 2 years before even their term is ending, and they want to increase another 2 years.
No, I cannot accept that because, you know, sasa tuseme tumekuja kupata president, kupata president, alafu kuwe Kenyans are looting themselves and they are struggling. Sasa kama 2 years inatushinda, how come 7 years? How would it be?
Okay, from a political analyst, what do you have to say about it?
For me, I will side with Charles for this point because I don't support Charles' gay opinion. It will make some of the leaders lazy. They will take that opportunity to crush us. You know what I mean? Because span of 2 years, this the only thing that she has done is impeaching many people. In Ghana, nothing else. They have made achieved anything. You see, yes, they are saying only those houses are forces, but we can't see any person give vote of thanks to the president that, oh, we are happy that you did. Yeah, so this government, first of all, within a span of 2 years, has done nothing. It's only impeaching a lot of public officers. You see? It's not talking about 7 years is a lot, and then you have a possibility to be elected again. 14 years.
So 14 years of
14 years. Imagine. And right now we have 10 years and we feel like
it's years and years and years.
So the 7 years not the right problem. I'll go with the other one.
Okay, Marina.
I think what this leader is trying to do with Gay is trying to create a dictatorial regime. Because you cannot do that in a country that has a constitution which says in chapter 1 that there is a sovereignty of the people. Okay. You're not considering the people who are enshrined in the constitution who have rights. And they are actually the ones who elect that office, have the power to actually remove you from it. And you saw what happened with the Gen Z protests. They can go that far. And that's just the snippet of what happens with a piece of
now watu wanaingia parliament wanataka jikoni and these people are eating even in the kitchen of the parliament.
It's a serious thing. That's what happens when people realize how they're rich, that actually lies with, because there's something called muscling, which is actually it's a sort of like it's a way of leadership where a leader comes up with a plan. This plan is taken to the respective constituents, to the people, to decide if it's really beneficial for the entirety of the nation. If they agree, it is taken up the government, and now they do the process of putting it into law. That's how the country should be run. Run on such ambitions where one leader gets up, and says that he wants to increase the term at such critical moments like this in the country where we have still recovery from the protests that claim lots of, just raising up, the office. I even agree with Mani Chuma when he says it's dead on arrival. Let it be dead on arrival. I support that. That's selfish, to be honest. Yeah, you cannot do that to a republic. This is, people have power here. It's not a dictatorial regime or a monarchical state like in UK where the king can speak and it's,
and it's fine.
It's fine. This is a republic. You have to be considered. You have to consider them. So I think whatever the bill is trying to advocate for should be demolished. Rubbished by all means.
Now you've spoken about it's dead even before it's beginning. Let us talk about Kiambu and Karamudama that comes and says, you know what, you are talking about 7. I won't even ask to just limit it to 4 years. What do you have to say this challenge? Because now this man is coming with a lot of power and authority, and at the same time he's also a senator. So it is a teaching from this particular years to be, but he's coming and saying, I want these years to be limited. Talk to us about it.
First of all, the reason as to why they wanted to extend the years is because the reason as to why they wanted to extend the year is because they say that a lot of money during elections.
Okay.
And the changing of government from transitioning of government from this government to another government. So I don't believe in that. First of all, I believe that we lose more money when we have a not so good government in power. I believe he proposed that the years should be
Reduced to 4 years.
4 years. I support it 3 years. Let's lose even those billions instead of coming in with, because if someone is given 3 years to work, and he knows that in the next, if he does not accomplish what he was to do, he will be returned to people will work. Because, first of all, and another thing is our politicians focus on their own things. Because how can we have some serious cases. We have the Adani deal, which no one is talking about, just the president talking about it separately. And I wonder where are these, because I don't believe we have leaders, we have politicians who only focus on their personal benefits and look at their businesses for the sake of their own development.
Okay, just because of our particular spirit of agreement, our final remarks as we come to the end, and start with Magina.
Yeah. So if you ask me right now where we are as a country, we are in a very critical political stage. This political discourse is it's like a double-edged sword. Okay? If used in the right way, it can cause impact, good impact on the populace. If in the wrong way, which is actually where it is headed, then it can create a lot of the country's economy. It can cripple the country's economy. Because if you have a country that is spending, it is not giving like records or reports of the development expenditure, where a lot of money is being directed on recurrent expenditure, then you are driving us towards inflation. Okay? And you can see IMF is telling us, it began previously by telling us that if this bill goes down, which was still draconian in all ways, it was not by any means beneficial to the people. But still, even if it went down with the country's economy. Okay. So if you ask me right now, the government should be focusing on how the economy is going to power the lives of people. It's going to compensate the lives lost. It's going to actually look at how it will develop skill rather than being wasted on such things that don't have benefits.
Someone, your final remarks as we come to an end.
Okay, my final remarks, I just finished by saying about the corona's idea of 4 years. The 4 years, yes, because when you see, the NIF Charles is saying 3 years, these 4 years you have 3 years to work, and then 1 year to go back to your campaigns. So 4 years, yes, it's a good opinion and it's a good idea. You will think fast and work according. You will be accountable to the acts that you've done during your 4 year period. And if you are eligible to be re-elected again, then
keep on working.
Yeah, then we elect you. Yeah, the same way that United States of America does. Yeah. So, like right now, they are entering and Donald Trump is trying to get back in office, but I don't see any luck. So, I don't see any luck with him. But
4 years for you.
4 years for me, and where we are headed now, we are headed in a bad direction, because each and every country in this world, for those who know Kenya mostly, those are the superpowers, Russia, China, United States. They are seeing Kenya at the state that they are right now, and they see an opportunity to come and maybe to pitch in something that can destroy us, because the president is not uniting anyone. Even if people are on his side, most of the people are on his side. He's not uniting the normal civilians, the normal citizens, because everywhere right now, if you go, it's scandalous, and people don't want to hear about the government. They don't want to. They even right now, if I can tell you with an example with my mother, when he hears the president is talking on TV, he just mute or turns off the TV, because he doesn't want to hear anything about what he's saying.
People are mad angry.
Even the deputy president, right now,
Uh-huh.
even if
He's impeached and
Yeah.
all that.
he doesn't want anything about these people because they are not
People
making
are
any
tired.
sense. They are not making any sense. And if you want to make sense, it's that you reduce the unemployment rate. Right now we are almost 5.9% or 5.6% according to the Kenyan Bureau.
Okay.
5.6% is a lot. Those are over 1 point something million Kenyans who are lacking jobs out there, and most of them are youth, and people are graduating each and every year. People need jobs, and if you need more jobs, not telling us that you have hired 1,500 youths to go and build affordable housing, while there's no one benefiting from that affordable housing. Create real jobs, create
Employment opportunities
for people who are coming out of school, because each and every year there is a lot of number.
Regina, the final remarks.
Yes, I can agree with this idea of 4 years.
4 years.
And if it is 4 years, it will be 4 years of seriousness.
Okay.
And as they united to impeach the deputy, Rigathi Gachagua,
Okay.
let them unite to let them unite
The
again
people.
to make the life of Kenyans
Easier and
and
cheaper and affordable.
especially the life of the youth.
Okay, sawa Charles. Tukimalizia, what do you have to tell people as you come to an end?
One thing I tell people is just work hard. It's not going to get any better if you don't work hard. That's only my final remarks. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Just a moment. Before you conclude, there's something maybe I did not say here. On the 4 term, the 4 year, I would agree with that. And it should be 4 years of accountability. So let's build on accountability. Right now, we don't have an opposition. What do we? Something that is keeping the government in check and balance. Yeah, we need to keep the government in check and balance. There's lots of millions and billions. If we had 2 billions being lost during the Uhuru regime, what about right now? Okay. And as you look at our statistics here, we have 2024 Index African Governance, which says that one of the 20 best governed countries in Africa, Kenya actually climbed up 2 places to become 10. It's surprising that we can be at this stage and we still manage to get up to 10. It's surprising. What about other countries? So we can say that Kenya is somewhere, just a bit somewhere. So we should at least have some bit of hope, even as we are still in turmoil. Another one, we also have top 10 countries where by GDP. Kenya is top 7, you can imagine, with about 116.32 billion US dollars. So we are not really that badly off if we compare ourselves with other countries. It's just that we have chaos to deal with. Yeah.
Well, I want to appreciate my guests for joining me. Thank you, Magina. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Foro, for being part of the conversation and just shedding more light concerning this particular issue of what is next for Kenya. Remember, our dear listeners, that this is our nation. We don't have any other nation. This is our place. It is a matter of us being able to hold on to peace, be able to ensure that everything is working right, and leading these particular leaders to be able to become accountable in what they are representing and standing off, representing our voices to the people. Remember, this is Mahanian Radio 99.9 FM. I've been your host, Harrison Mwangi, and please don't go to the next channel, because another program is coming next with Regina Joseph that will be taking us through us